I'm in High Desert State Prison, level 4, B yard, and I'm housed in building 3. I'm serving a 30 to life sentence at this time. And this particular story is about how some officers that come to work and they just want to, just do above and beyond their work description and just make life hell for other inmates, including their coworkers. They just don't give a fuck. And you're going to find 1 or 2 officers on every yard who get down like this. But in my building, this particular officer who was like that was a female officer, and she had let it be known that basically she does not give a fuck. She don't care about the job. She don't care about inmates. She don't care about nothing. On this particular incident, this had happened when it was during a lockdown. It was a modified lockdown. And basically what a modified lockdown is that, they're allowing critical workers go to work, basically like the kitchen workers or whatever they deem critical, right? So, and they're running showers. But how they run showers is modified. So basically they run showers by race, or gangs or whatever, And at this particular time, the shower time that was going on was the blacks that they were running showers for them. And she was working and hardcore was working. Okay, so what people would do, especially on these level 4 yards, is either one would go shower and one would stay in their cell, or one would go shower and then the cellie would either go and try to, like talk to the homies or whatever, try to go get something or whatever, pass a kite, whatever they do, they do. And so that's what was happening right now. So the blacks are running showers right now, and these particular 2 guys that I used to see on the yard, one of the guys, he's a real quiet dude, didn't really, talk to people, kind of, you could see that he's standoffish, did his own thing, and he would just work out, From what I understand, he was serving a double life sentence. I think he was from Dago, and so, he was just doing his thing. So him and his cellie came out for showers. Now, during shower time, everybody's on point. Meaning everybody's got their boots on, they suited and booted. That's mandatory on these level 4 yards. You're gonna get up every morning, roll your shit up, and have your boots on, and you're ready. So during shower times, High Desert had a problem back in the days where they would crack, one gang out to do showers, and then they would crack the other cells of the enemies and allow, this gang to attack them. So it was well known in this facility that you had to be on point during shower times. So we're on point. One of the things is one of us is either on the window looking out the cell door, just kind of watching the movement, or, whatever, vice versa, okay? So that's what's happening at this moment. Now, I'm on the cell door and I'm watching, this guy that I've seen on the yard and his cellie come out for a shower. So his cellie runs and jumps in the shower, and he starts running around to go, do what he does. So he goes up to a cell, and which is probably his homies or something. And I see that they're sliding a soup under the door for him. Now, in front of our cells, there's a red out of bounds line. So basically you cannot cross that line to put your head up to someone's cell or go talk to them and get really close to the cell door. So homeboy from Dago, he's standing on the red line, outside of the red line, but he has to reach over to get the soup that slid under the door from his homie, right? So he steps over the out of bounds line and he starts grabbing his soup. Now, most officers, they don't really give a fuck. They don't, grab your soup, whatever, do your thing, hurry up and lock it back up. That's how most officers get down. But it is against the rules to do that. So, this female officer, she's not letting that shit happen. So as he's going for his soup, she's flashing him with her flashlight, yelling, hey, get off the door, lock it up. And he's just ignoring her. Homeboy from Dago, he don't give a fuck, he's serving double life. So he's like, whatever, he's just trying to get his food. Let him get his food, She don't want to allow it. So she starts smashing over there to where he's at, and we're all watching. Everybody's watching, because you can hear the keys jingling, everything. It's just one of those things that everybody knows, It's just the sound of the keys that tells you that something's wrong. They're in a hurry. They're in a rush, So everybody's watching. And so basically she's heading over there towards him and he's getting his soups. He's keeping his back to her. He's not tripping on her. He's like, I don't give a fuck, whatever. He ain't saying nothing. Like I said, he's a quiet dude. So when she gets up to him, she grabs him by the shoulder. She puts her hands on him. Now, what happened next, I didn't expect, but it happened. So basically, as soon as she touched him, he spun around on her and two-pieced her hella hard in her face. Bop, bop. And dude, she was out. She was out before she even hit the floor. And as she's going down, homeboy from Dago is just leaning on her all the way down. Bam, 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 you know. So he takes her out and he starts stomping on her face. Well, Hardcore, her coworker, the other officers that's working, he is on the floor, way down on the other side of the building, passing out mail. And Hardcore notices this, you know, and you can hear him running. He drops all the mail all over the floor and he starts running. He's got his nightstick, you know, in his arm, and he's running across the building, you know. And Hardcore, he's not this big old dude. He's this shorter guy, you know what I mean? Little short, stocky dude. And he's running, man. And homeboy from Dago, he ain't tripping. He ain't paying attention, you know. This officer's just coming at him. And Hardcore jumps in the fucking air, man, like some savage shit. And just meets, you know, homeboy from Dago with the fucking nightstick, man. Just bah! And they both go tumbling on the floor. So, you know, they're tumbling on the floor, kind of like wrestling, like as if they're fighting and shit. Well, homeboy from Dago, his celly, you know, he had seen the whole thing. He had got dressed really fast and came out the shower. So now he comes running over there. And when he gets over there, he picks up the nightstick that Hardcore dropped because the nightstick went flying. So Dago celly grabs the fucking nightstick off the ground and runs up on Hardcore. Hardcore jumps off and he backs up. So now they squaring off right now. Dago celly and Hardcore, the officer, they squaring off. Well, Dago gets up. He don't give a fuck about Hardcore. He goes straight back to homegirl that put her hands on him. You know what I mean? He goes back to her and he just gets to whooping her again, you know? And so Hardcore's trying to get to her, but Dago celly ain't letting it happen. So, you know, they're going at it. And next thing you know, like the lady in the tower, she's up there. She's, you know, she's supposed to get loose, you know, with the guns up there. Well, she's up there. She's panicking. She don't know what to do. We're just watching her. My celly's like, look at her. She don't know what to do. You know, she's up there like running around. She got the phone in her hand, the gun in her hand. She don't know what to do. And so they're fighting. Well, the alarm is going off. So other officers are responding, right? Well, there's a building next to us. So I'm assuming this is where the first officer came from. And it sucks because it happened to be a female officer who came running through the rotunda, responding to the alarm. As soon as she came in, she saw Dago's celly squared off with the other officer, Hardcore. So his back's to her. So she starts spraying him, you know, with the mace and everything. She starts spraying him down. Well, this Dago celly turns around, right, and starts fighting with her. He hits her a couple times, and she hits the ground, but she gets back up, and she's like wobbly, and she's like backing up. And then Hardcore tried to rush him. He turns around. He starts fighting with Hardcore. And the whole time, Dago is just still doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? And so all of a sudden, man, I don't know if homegirl up in the tower just finally got it together, but I was watching everything on the ground. She finally fires a shot. I mean, just loud. Boom. But she doesn't fire the mini, which she pretty much had all right to. You know what I mean? When it comes to an officer getting assaulted or anything like that, especially when someone picks up a weapon, you know, she could probably have had green light at that time to kill both of them. You know what I'm saying? But she fired a block gun or some shit like that. I think it was the block gun at the time. And she fired it, you know what I mean? And so it was just kind of loud in the building and everything. And just, you know, it was a crazy scene. So they start getting down on the ground, Dago and Dago celly, and all the officers are responding. I mean, just officers are pouring into the fucking building. You know, they get them on the ground, they cuff them up, they drag them out, you know, and all the officers, they surround her, you know, and they got their backs to her, and they got, you know, like as if, you know, they're ready to get down. They're thinking they're being attacked by multiple attackers. I don't know, but they're, you know, they're in that position ready to fight. And homegirl is laid out on the ground, man, and I'm telling you, she ain't moving. She ain't moving at all, you know. And the MTAs and the nurses, whatever, they come in, And dude, they're fucking on her, and they're cutting her jumpsuit off. They're doing chest compressions, all kinds of weird shit going on with her, man. She don't look good at all. And, you know, you could see it in the officers' faces. Some of them like got tears coming down their eyes. You know, they're just really upset, you know. And, you know, so all of a sudden, you know, like the brass start coming in, the stripes and everybody, they're coming in and they're barking orders. So they bark orders to go and fucking cover everybody's windows. So they start going around and they're covering everybody's windows with like these strips of blankets or whatever that they cut. And they're covering everybody's windows up so you can't see what's going on.